We're hands-free! You don't have to hold the phone anymore.
Yay!
It's like there's some kind of technology or something.
Or something that's just a suction cup with a grippy hand.
Right? How is science done?
What have we done?
So we saw the Just Us League.
Yes, just nice.
Yeah. And I wasn't very enthusiastic coming into it because the other movies sucked.
Yeah.
They sucked hard, except Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman was good.
Wonder Woman was good. And yeah, I didn't have high hopes. I heard a lot of negativity on it.
Yeah, I heard it was pretty blah.
But it definitely defied my definitely a lot, maybe a little bit better than I thought it would be.
Yeah. I was very pleasantly surprised because I was expecting a real shit show, and it is it's an okay movie. I don't know if I'd say it's good or anything like that, because the main villain's pretty bland.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know.
It's kind of the standard now, just have a bland. And then the next Justice League, I'm pretty sure the Guardians it up or something.
Yeah.
Though they did have some humor in this one. And honestly, during the movie, like when there was a funny part, I looked at you and I said, that seems like more of a Joss Whedon kind of style than it is a Zack Snyder thing.
Pretty much.
And so that's where I'm guessing a lot of the reshoots were just like, hey, let's lighten this bitch up a bit.
Yeah.
I
suspect so.
It had some funny moments. It had some actually decent funny moments. The part where it was serious didn't land as much, but it was fine. Barry Allen with his dad, it was like, okay, this is a little touching, this and that.
Yeah, no.
The part with Superman, spoilers, he was alive, and Lois, and then meeting his mom, I was like, this is going on a bit too long. I came here to see super-powered people punching each other. No, it was a bit long, but that was fine. Mostly what I have are gripes, and those gripes are related to my lack of knowledge on the Speed Force. What are you doing, man?
Just trying to adjust the display. Alright.
Yeah, I don't know anything about the Speed Force, so I was like, okay, so he has this suit that's meant to resist all this friction. I assumed air friction from going really fast. But I guess, like you were pointing out to me, like, oh, he's got friction,
underneath the arms,
on the feet, between the legs, under the arms. I guess that's why he walks a bit like runs a bit like an asshole. Because I was like, I don't know, who has that form? But maybe good runners do, and I just have a bad form. And so yeah, it's like stuff like, so he's got that suit, and then instantly he just like, all right, so that's why he's got the suit. Then instantly he grabs someone, runs away with them. I'm like, their neck is snapped. They should be on fire. What's happening?
And my guess is basically, they're inside the Speed Force that he's projecting around. Maybe he's got a protective coating.
How far does that coating go? Because when he was pushing those people in that truck, he said, "Hold on!" And instantly I was like, "Well, they're out of the truck now. You left them 5 blocks that way."
Here's the thing: the Speed Force is it's pretty stupid.
Mm-hmm.
You would not like the Speed Force.
I sound stupid. I don't think I like the Speed Force.
It's the do-all of every of speedsters.
Mostly what I know about is what makes him super fast. He can vibrate through material, I think, and it's what they use to reset the canon of the universe whenever they need to. That's all I know about the Speed Force, and it sounds stupid. I don't like it.
It's a Speed Ex Machina. Pretty hard.
And we got to see what a Green Lantern might look like. That was cool.
Yeah. They teased some Green Lanternage.
I don't know why Superman was such a dickhead when he got brought back to life. I mean, I guess it was one of those, like, you're a bit rattled, you don't know what the fuck's happening. But I don't know, there was a good moment where everyone's just standing there. It's like, alright, clearly, they're fine, and then fucking Cyborg's gotta ruin that shit.
Yeah, such a touching moment.
I'll say this, the fight between all of them and Superman was pretty fucking rad.
Yeah.
I like that he's like just this unstoppable brick. They're like, this is why we tried to kill you, Superman. And then even like the Flash when he's by the way, they don't really call him Flash. They don't call Cyborg.
No,
They don't
they
call
just
it
call
Wonder-
it
they've never
Barry
called
Allen,
Wonder
and then
Woman.
there's Arthur.
Yeah. Okay, so that's cool.
I'm sure.
I could really do.
I'm sure it's gonna be the Flash that makes up nicknames.
Yeah, I could go one way or the other with it. Oh, so he's basically gonna be the Iron Man of the group.
He's supposed to be. He's supposed to be what, like one part like Iron Man.
Yeah.
One part Spider-Man.
I like that. Now I don't really know the Flash all that much. I don't know his character and all that. I like that he wasn't the dummy that he was in the Justice League cartoon that I'm familiar with.
No, he was brilliant there.
Oh, no, in the Justice League cartoon,
Yeah, no,
he was kind of comic relief dummy.
he acts like the comic relief dummy.
Okay, I guess.
He's the same thing. He's a forensic scientist, you know, who...
I just remember he was basically like... He was basically the comic relief. Well, kind of like he is now. But
Yeah.
it was always like, oh, Flash, you done made another goof again.
Yeah.
Silly Flash.
But it's kind of appropriate now because he's just a kid.
Yeah. He's an awkward nerd. Also, this movie... because of this movie, I can now just always say that Lois Lane is the thirstiest reporter that there's ever been. That, I think, was another thing where I was like, that seems like, I don't think Zack Snyder even knows what those kids mean when they say that.
Yep.
But good old Uncle Joss is like, oh, I get y'all kids lingo.
Yeah. I'm old. I don't get it. Oh, well, anyways. I have to say that the interaction between the superheroes was probably one of the better moments.
Mm-hmm.
Along with the Flash and some Batman. They're probably the biggest highlights of the movie.
That's another thing I like about this Batman that I don't see as much with the other Batman. I guess like the Dark Knight stuff kind of did it, where, you know, he involves Alfred and all that stuff. But this Alfred with Jeremy Irons, he's just hands-on all the time. They feel like a team.
Yeah.
Not just like Batman's doing the grunt work and occasionally Alfred gets the help or anything like that.
Yeah, no, it's them working together.
And I like it. And I like Jeremy Irons. And no one in this movie has any chill. They're constantly trying to get people laid.
Especially Alfred. Alfred just wants...
He just wants Bruce to settle down with a nice lady.
with a nice guile.
I can really, well, it's not really so much of a gripe narratively, but it's just one of those like, well, okay, they got nothing. I mean, the bad guys got nothing now. It's one of those, I can really see why they waited till the Kryptonian was dead. Because once he came in, it was over.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have shit. And everyone suddenly gets all this plot armor, like this axe that kills a whole bunch of Amazonians and kills all these fish people, Atlanteans. It just doesn't hurt. It doesn't kill our bad guys. It just our good guys. It just knocks them away.
Well, that's protagonist syndrome.
Yeah. And also one little goofy thing that I thought was kind of funny. I pointed it out to you because this is the first time we've ever gone to the theater and had the whole theater by ourselves. So we were talking.
The whole theater by ourselves was amazing.
Throwing popcorn at the screen. It was great. Someone's gonna have to clean that shit. No, I turned over and I turned and I looked to you when she has the guy in the lasso of truth, and she picks him up and like interrogates him. For some reason, she was like, tell me this and that. This is the lasso of truth. You have to say, you have to tell the truth.
Like, thank you for, well, I mean...
And I was like, okay, I get that that's for, like, if you didn't see Wonder Woman, you don't know what that is. But in the structure of the thing, why did she have to tell him? It didn't matter. She just needs to ask him questions and he'll start speaking, right?
I don't know. Maybe she just wants to really sink in. So, like, you can't lie to me. Oh, yes, No, I can't.
Maybe it really doesn't make you tell the truth. It's the power of suggestion.
Oh, damn!
Like a polygraph.
Oh, damn!
Which is what it was based off. I did like the lasso of truth moment they had with Aquaman. I was like, what's going on here? This is really weird. This is like Raphael, like, talking about, like, how he's, like, brother... I'm talking about the Michael Bay movie.
Yeah.
Where they're like, oh, man, you guys are brothers, and I love you, this and that. I'm like, why is this so out of place? It's weird. And then they had that, and I was like, oh, okay, it's fine.
Okay, yeah.
I like it, and it was a funny moment.
It was a good moment. There are a lot of good moments, especially Uncouth Batman.
Oh my god, Uncouth Batman is like the greatest. It's the character that me and you created, where it's secretly in Batman's head when he does all this badass shit and like doesn't look at explosions and all that stuff. He just basically just walks it off like he's like, yeah, meant to do that. Uncouth Batman is me and your like inner dialogue for Batman, where he's like in his head, he's like, oh crap, I can't believe that worked.
like he's battling criminals, and in his head he's like,
and that's that's been our like headcanon, like Uncouth Batman, like for the cartoons, for the movies, for the video games. We always just have like this Uncouth Batman like inner monologue that we talk about, like that would be great with Batman, and they have it here.
They have it. Uncouth Batman is canon now.
Batman. It starts where like what's his name? Yeah, the generic bad guy gets on top of the tank, and then he's like, oh crap, he is tall. It's like it's just a weird Batman moment that you're just like, no, Batman's composed. He's awesome, and it's like, shit, may have underestimated this. Didn't quite think this one through.
So like bit off more than I can chew. Ah, shit.
I was kind of hoping the part where Wonder Woman punches him in the chest because she pisses him off. There'd be another moment where it's like, anyways, what I was saying. No, what's going on? That kind of moment. But they didn't go that far. I guess that would have been too cartoony.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know if Ben Affleck has the register for that.
Oh man, Batman was probably one of the better, and Barry Allen. Barry Allen was great.
Wonder Woman was also great in this, man.
Yes.
They need to keep her around as often as they can.
I'm satisfied with Cyborg. I think the interaction between all the heroes is fun.
Yeah, that's another thing I kept hearing was like, oh yeah, he doesn't really do much, and then he does something at the end, and I was like, oh no, I feel like he did a little bit more than that.
Yeah, I mean he's been tracking all of this shit. What do you mean didn't do anything?
Yeah, I don't know. That's just what I heard. I didn't watch any reviews or anything like that, but it's impossible not to hear whispers here and there.
Yeah, I know.
Superman had a good turnaround. He was very briefly in the movie, but the bit at the beginning and the fact that he stops the fight because like these guys got it to go save civilians. I was like,
yeah,
he's a bit more Superman than he's ever been. Granted, he's still an asshole when they wake him up.
Well,
but I mean,
everyone it kind of is, especially after you take a dirt nap.
I imagine he's super pissed at Bruce Wayne, so you still got a little bit of that. Also, yeah, there was another bit. Speaking of Bruce Wayne, there was a part where like Batman captures someone and like creeps them out or scares them, so that way a paratrooper comes and appears or something. Because I guess they sense fear.
Yeah, weird bug things.
Yeah, I keep calling them paratroopers. I think they kept calling them parademons. I don't know what they're called. Anyways,
it doesn't matter.
So he scares the guy, and then just to lure the thing out, and then afterwards he's like right there in front of the bad guy. I think he seemed like a bad guy. He's trying to shot up Batman, and he's on the comm with Alfred. He's like, Alfred, and he does that, and I just imagine the guy sitting there in the background just going, hey, Batman, who's Alfred? But I don't know. And then that's where Uncouth Batman comes in and is like, shit.
Oh crap, I said it out loud.
And they didn't really have to get into Uncouth Batman that much because they had Barry Allen. I was like, that's the bat symbol.
Look at this guy. It's you.
So mostly Barry Allen hit. There was a couple of bits where I'm like, but his humor was funny. I liked him all right.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, okay, I'd say good movie. It was all right.
I'd say it's a very, very watchable movie.
It's character focused. Like the plot is two-dimensional. The bad guy is another boring bad guy. So really, it's just the character interactions where you just like to see the chemistry on set, and I think, or between the main good guys, and I think they had good chemistry between the main good guys.
That they did.
So ultimately, I was pleasantly surprised by this movie.
I really, really hope Ben Affleck stays as Batman. He's the best Batman so far.
Yeah, best live-action Batman.
Best live-action Batman.
I still give my award to Kevin Conroy, but that's just mostly nostalgia, I'm sure.
He's starting to win me over.
Yeah, no, I like him. So yeah, good movie, or good,
fun movie.
Good movie. Yeah. I'm sure
that's high praise coming from this guy.
I'm sure I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna see I'm finally gonna look at a review, and they're gonna say everything that was wrong with it. I'm like, oh shit, they're right. That's a bad plot error kind of thing. And then I'll be at the next DC movie. I'm like, that movie was shit. But for now I'm like,
for now,
I had such a low bar that I thought it was a good movie.
Maybe that's what it is.
I guess so. The same thing happened with Thor.
Thor Ragnarok?
No, the regular Thor.
Oh, the regular Thor?
I was expecting just dog shit, and then I was like, oh, okay. That was fun.
He's like, huh, Marvel hit it again.
So yeah, there you go. That's what I should say. This movie was fun. There you go. Not completely hands-free.